Hey folks, Jonathan here. I've done a bunch of video yesterday on this thing, and unfortunately I deleted it. I don't know why. I just was thinking that I had already posted a video, and I come out here to do some more video, and I deleted it so I'd have room for what I'm doing now. And I shouldn't have never done that, but I did. So it's done now, so I'll just give you an update on what I worked on yesterday. I've got the lower hoses on, new ones, new pipe. I put a new shut off or drain on, new water pump, and new top radiator hose. And I did change the radiator out, and this radiator is in really good shape. Haven't put water back in it yet. Okay folks, here's our old water pump. I wanted to show you a couple things on it. One thing is it had been, the impeller had been hitting at one time at the in front of the head, so that was causing a little damage because of it, the end play. And one of the things, I've got this slid apart because this is where the seal would run, and there's some little pitting there, and that is why I didn't want to rebuild it, because you really need to replace this shaft. The impeller needed replaced, and the packing of course, and then there was some play in the bushing. So by the time you're done, you're going to have more than $100, you know, time and trouble in it. So for $100 we bought a new one. But if this shaft is not perfect where that rope seal goes, you know, you can repack these with a rope seal, but if it's not perfect where this rope seal goes, then you will definitely not get it to seal, and it'll mess up that rope seal. You can see it's tapered in here, so when you put the rope around it and you tighten it, it actually presses the rope in around the shaft. So if there's any pitting, which you can see this was running back and forth like this, but if there's any pitting at all, you know, that rope is just, it just tears it up. So, and it's like a rope with I think it's got like graphite embedded in it or something. But so anyway, and you know, we've got quite a bit of play, side to side play in the front shaft. So that's why we done what we done. Guess we could have took the time to build this one, but you know, with it being a Model A and not being, you know, like a an old L car or nothing like that, you know, it wasn't that bad to get a part, so, or get a new part for it. So, all right, okay, so we've got this thing completely full of water. We've got no leaks whatsoever. Looking really good. Radiator's really good. Which that radiator was one that I'd purchased from Jerry, the junk man, and there was two of them, and both of them looked like they were in, you know, remanufactured or reconditioned state. This one was in a box with a bunch of packing material in it, so it'd been shipped in, but that was the one I decided to use just because the fins looked a little better on the front. They, you know, look pretty good. They're in pretty good shape. And I had some people ask about that yellow tag on the other. Okay, here's the tag that was on the other radiator. Evidently somebody probably back in the 70s or 80s had this as a show car, or you know, was in a Model A club, and I'm sure some people's familiar with that. But I didn't want to bolt that back through the other radiator, so I figured I'd just take that off and save it. Okay folks, I wanted to show you something. A lot of people will know this, a lot of people, you know, won't, depending on what era of cars you've worked on. And you know, used to be a lot of the stuff like a fuel pump, torque converter, you know, things were rebuildable, and it wasn't like it is with, you know, throwaway society. And the newer we've gotten, the more we've gotten into just throwing stuff away. So this was the original style spark plugs. As you can see, it's a two-piece. This just happens to be a 7/8 fine thread, and this is a pipe thread plug here, and this is actually a Jordan plug, which is kind of an oddball. And there's the box. My son's name's Jordan, so that's why, one reason that I grabbed that plug. But I've got quite a few old ones. But here is a Champion 3X. This was a Model A plug, and as you can see, I've got it taken apart, and it comes apart pretty easy. There's a, let me see if I can find it. Okay, there is a brass washer that goes in the bottom down there, and then this slides back in, and then this goes back over it and tightens down. Now you could either clean or I think I've got 2 washers in there. I think that's my problem here. You could either clean these or you could replace them, and you get it back together. Okay. You can see the ground has been on this, but you would set the gap for the electrode and clean everything up, of course. You could probably just clean these and put them back together, but or if it ate the end of it up, you know, you would want to replace it. So you could buy replacements, and here's a whole box of standard replacements. Now these are actually for Ford cars, for Ford. It says for Ford all over them. I'm assuming these was probably for Model Ts, but you know, slides in. It comes with a new washer. Put your new washer on, slide it in. And then just, you know, torque it down, tighten it down so it don't leak compression out. Wasn't a really big issue, but that's what you done, you know, instead of going and buying a brand new set of plugs. And you know, a lot of people probably back then couldn't afford a set of plugs, so they'd just take them apart and clean them and put them back together. Alright folks, there you go. Runs and drives. And that body roll, what we was talking about, that body rocking back and forth like it was, is actually getting a lot better. I don't know if it's because everything's freeing up or what, but it wasn't a vibration or a shake or anything like that. It was just the whole body was just rolling back and forth. But I think we're good with that. My seat. I guess we'll mess with doing some of the final stuff on it. Getting the wiring right. I've got a set of headlights. I just got to get a bar. We'll get that on it. And, you know, just wrap up a few things. But I think engine-wise, it runs good. It's got a lot of power. It's got a lot more power than I thought it was going to have. And, like I said, just needs little stuff to be a nice car. Alright, appreciate everybody watching. And so the next one I think is going to be to drive will be this one. And we'll take it down the road and back and see how it does. So, alright, until next time. Bye.